Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I got some good news, bad news, depending on your preferences and your values. Because news are just news, like nature just is. It's up to us to interpret it and feel about it, depending on what we are, how we act, how we feel. So this piece of news that I have, and this article comes from Odesa, and it involves some Russian cruise missiles and some damage. So that's not a very good news for the Ukrainians, the Ukrainian handlers, let's put it this way. This article comes from Reuters from July 24th, 2022. This is the title. Russia struck military boat in Odesa with cruise missiles, Foreign Ministry said. So, excuse me. Russia said on Sunday that its cruise missiles had struck military infrastructure of Ukraine's Odesa port, destroying a military boat a day after Moscow reached a grain deal with United Nations, Turkey and Ukraine. Now I would point out that they use here two words, very interesting words, and the words are military infrastructure. And that reminds me of an incident that I use sometimes to make a point regarding BBC. You know, that British media outlet, revered if you want. And it's the way they reported the first drop of atomic bomb on Japan in Hiroshima in the 6th of August 1945 by the United States of America, and the BBC, which I heard the broadcast, maybe it's still available. I have it recorded, so it's not like I can't access it. And it said the gentleman, or the person who's reporting, says that Americans dropped an atomic bomb over Hiroshima's military, they didn't say infrastructure, they say military equipment or something like that. So you remember, and now we know how much that was dropped, installations or something, military installations, something like that. That was the word used. So here the same, they claim it was over the military infrastructure. We'll find out. Probably it is, because otherwise it would have been reported like it's always reported, civilians and schools and kindergarten. So I'm quoting: Kalibr missiles destroyed Odessa port's military infrastructure, sending a Ukrainian military boat to the Kiev regime's favorite address in a precision strike, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said on Telegram. Feisty. The favorite address, quote unquote, is an ironic reference to the exhortations of Ukrainian forces on Snake Island in the Black Sea, who reportedly told the Russian ship to go fuck itself because the Russian strike before a Russian strike in February. The president of Ukraine, Zelensky, denounced the strikes on Odesa as a blatant barbarism that showed Moscow could not be trusted to implement Friday's deal, mediated by Turkey and the United Nations. The Ukrainian military had said Russian missiles hit the southern port on Saturday. Well, let's go with the beginning. Is there a war? Let's go with the facts. Maybe that's better put. Is there a war? Yes. Do we need to discuss the validity or legitimacy of the war? Or no, it is not about that here. The fact is there's a war going on. That means two countries in this case are actively engaged in a struggle with one another. All right, so then it's Russia and Ukraine. Then we have this port, right? It's an unoccupied port. It is a free port of Ukraine. It belongs to Ukraine, and they armed, for a possible invasion of the other side, the Russians, correct? Correct. Remember, Odessa is not declared an open city. Like, for instance, I mentioned that all the time. Paris was in the Second World War. That meant they open it and they come in, they can come and occupy it. So it's not an open city. It could be struck by the enemy in a war. Now the Odessa, and I think three little ports around it, is the main gate for Ukraine to distribute its massive grain production to the world and make business and make money. And that's the goal. It's not to feed the world. Their goal is to make money. Ukraine doesn't grow crop to feed the world. That's not its main. It's like a truck driver doesn't drive a truck to, as these guys say, put on the back of the truck to be safe. That's not his goal. His goal is to have money. So that's his primordial goal. So the same, Ukrainians don't grow grain because they want to feed the world. If they want to do that, they would sell it they will send it for free. So that's the main. So that's their gateway. Now I'm not going to go into how they got to have only Odessa be the only way to distribute it, but nevertheless they did. So they talked with the Russians to allow Russians Navy blockaded the area. The Ukrainians say, I believe that because it's a war. Then the Ukrainians obviously put mines in front of its ports, so the Russians cannot land. All right. Then the Ukrainians said, well, you guys block the ports. The Russians said, no, you actually put the mines over there. We didn't block anything. And the Ukrainians say, well, the minute we demine the area, you're going to invade. The Russians did not say anything about that one, I think. And then they agreed in Istanbul, under the supervision of the great Erdogan, the president of Turkey, to agree to this corridor that the Russians proposed first. Remember, they proposed it first, 3 mile wide, then I think 70 miles long, and so on. And so they agreed to it. That means they agreed that the Russians will not interfere with the transport of the grain. That transfer, they are safe. I'm not going to go into details. And the Ukrainians were very happy to say that Ukrainians did not get anything out of it, which meant the Russians said that we will do this only when the sanctions are lifted on our grain. If that's not the case, we're not going to do that. The Ukrainians said, I had an article saying that the Ukrainians did not get anything out of this. I don't believe that. I have another article where the Russians said, no, we did. We have that figured out. Nevertheless, so the Russians struck military or the city, let's put it this way, or town, how I want to call it, the Odessa. Would that violate the agreement that they will not interfere with the transfer? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. I'm giving you an example. If it's a city that you said, okay, you want to come, you have free transfer, you can come and pick up your grain and you gotta go, we have nothing to do with that. But we would have something else with other people, other areas in the town. Why? We didn't agree with the town to be put to the side, like untouchable. No, we agreed not to interfere with the ships coming in your port and getting out of the port. We are not in control of you loading those ships, unloading those ships, take care of the captains, take care of the crew. We do not care. We do not agree to not interfere with you bringing the grain over there. That's all your thing. We agreed with free passage. That's the whole thing. So now they say that the Russians violated this treaty. Maybe, I don't know. I would say no, because if it's true that they hit military infrastructure, it's fair game in a war. And as I said, I don't think they did. Nevertheless, the issue is they don't let the Ukrainians get money so easily. That's the first goal I think. Like, they bombard those, they hit them, so the guys will just auto-censor themselves to come over there, to send their ships into Odessa, because it's bombardments. So accidents happen. And probably one of these ships will be hit over there, and once it's going to stay down wherever it has to stay down, they will not be able to load them anymore, and that would be the end of it. Or people will be more cautious sending their ships over there to pick up the grain. That's probably it is. Because why would you let your enemy get the money, but the other guys are sanctioning you? That's exactly the same thing. And you are my enemy, and you are not their enemy by their standards. They just impose sanctions because they didn't like you and your actions. Isn't that the way it started? Is there a war? No. But between these guys is a war. So it's obvious that Russia, if they want to say we don't care, we don't care. It's a war. And you can call them however you want, because I don't think they care at this point. They've been called all kind of names and kicked out of this organization and that organization. As I said, Ukraine is in the grain business not to feed and help the world. Sorry to break the news so adultly. It's not over there for that. It's for money, for its country, that's why people make cars. That's why people make tanks, for their own interest, to make money, to supply a demand by the society, to supply a demand by the world in this case, or countries. That's what it is. So yeah, you can say, yeah, but its implication is so cruel. However you want to have feelings about it, the truth is, this is the main goal. I mean, I can say, yeah, that's cruel. Yeah, that's a secondary or tertiary reason. Could be, and it is. By that, they help for it. But on the other hand, they also, if you want to go that way, they help the pirates. Yeah, they are the sponsors of the pirates. If we just conflate it like that they feed the world. Okay, and then they feed the pirates too. How? Because when these tankers go, the pirates come and try to take over. So being a supply over there, or the demand actually from the pirates side, right? They become over there as they exist because the traffic of grain exists. So there you have them. So you created pirates because you transport grain. So that's a stupid thing, you know what I mean? The same here. Oh no, we save the world, we feed the world. Yeah, and you created a little pirate group. So what do you want? And there's so many. I can give all kind of similar stupid situations. So nevertheless, that's a war. These guys hit a new military infrastructure, reported by these guys, by Reuters. Nobody denies it yet. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.